Brad, they did well to get back into the game, obviously, and drew level. Did they spend their petrol tickets there? Where was it lost in the end, do you think?
Where was it lost? It was, two periods where, they got on a roll and, probably kicked 10 of their 14 goals in short space of time once, at the start of the game and towards the end of the game. So there's a couple of ways to look at it. We were really badly beaten in a contest early and, Wilkie was just really dominant early and we arrested that and we made some changes both in personnel but also in just general fight and willingness to compete. So you give a side like St Kilda that defend very well a 34-point start, it's going to be hard to peg them back. So disappointing start, but I'm really pleased with the fight and the effort to turn it around. And look, to St Kilda's credit, they were very good, and when we challenged them, they responded. So that's what good sides do, and they're a good side.
How do you explain the start? There were 2 50-metre penalties, and obviously they put on 5 goals.
What was the last bit?
Obviously they put on five goals, but there were 2 50-metre penalties that gave them goals early. And
yeah, the 50-metre penalties were, one was sort of protected area running the boundary line. It's like, but they were still shots at goal, so it just made certainties of it. I was more concerned about how the ball was getting there, and we didn't have any penetration in our game early. They pressured us well, and every time we went forward, Wilkie or another St Kilda defender marked it. So, while Jake Stringer didn't probably have his best ever game, he changed the look of the game for us by playing deep and at least competing with Wilkie. And when we were able to bring it to ground, we looked pretty dangerous forward. So, there are a lot of positives to come out of the game. While we're really disappointed to lose, I think a lot of sides, particularly young sides, when you get 34 points down in the first quarter, the capitulation can sometimes come pretty quickly. And, we certainly didn't capitulate, and we're disappointed we couldn't keep the momentum going when we got back on level pegging. But as I said, all credit to St Kilda because they responded when they needed to.
Did you consider starting Langford forward again? Was there much thought around that decision?
Yeah, there always is. You're looking at your mix: Jones, Wiedemann, Stringer, Langford. Against a side that's got Sinclair, Wanganeen, Miller, potentially Hill going back there. If they can bounce it out of there pretty quickly as well. So it's that balance between the week-to-week opposition. But this week we felt that we really needed pressure on the ball in our forward half, and it's pretty hard to pressure the ball when they're marking it.
Asmo D'Ambrosio seemed to step up with a pretty big game when the other halfbacks were quiet. What do you think of his performance?
I want to review it pretty closely because, you can look at the numbers sometimes. Butler's kicked 4, Higgins kicked 4. It's more how they kick them. And modern footy's gone past, direct opponents, and, you play on him and judge your game on how he's gone. There are so many rotations, and if you do play a team-style defence, it's not going to be who's on who at what stage. So, I think there were some pleasing signs there, but also some concerning sides with the way we defended their smalls.